the billionaire club, less than 0.00035% of the world's population controls more wealth than the GDP of Japan, Germany, and the UK combined. They're not just playing the game, they own it, and they make the rules. Today we're breaking down the 8 levels of wealth, how money works in each world, and what it takes to move up. Let's go. Poverty varies widely, but at its core, it means struggling for survival. The World Bank defines extreme poverty as living on less than $2.15 per day, affecting 700 million people worldwide, less than the cost of a small coffee in the United States. Nearly 3.5 billion people survive on less than $6.85 per day, making them one crisis away from a financial disaster. Poverty in the US, despite being one of the world's wealthiest nations, 36 million Americans live below the federal poverty line, which is projected at $15,000 per year as an individual in 2025. The federal minimum wage remains at $7.25 per hour, unchanged since 2009, while some states like California have raised wages to $16.50 per hour. However, wage growth still lags behind inflation, keeping many in financial instability. Poverty isn't just about low income, it's about limited access to opportunities, housing, healthcare, and financial services. Breaking free requires systemic support, economic infrastructure, and generational change, making it one of the hardest transitions. A starting point is believing a better future is possible. The Pew Research Center defines the lower middle class as households earning below 2/3 of the U.S. median income. While this group has escaped poverty, many still struggle to build financial security and remain one unexpected expense away from hardship. With over 40 to 60% of the Americans living paycheck to paycheck, financial stability remains elusive. A major challenge at this level is high interest debt. Many rely on credit cards and personal loans to cover daily expenses, creating a cycle of financial strain where earnings go towards debt repayment instead of savings or investments. 40% of American adults can't cover a $400 emergency expense. Breaking free financially starts with a few key steps. First, finding ways to earn more, whether it's through a side hustle, freelancing, or picking up new skills and certifications, might open doors to better opportunities. Next, tackling debt frees up cash flow, making it easier to breathe and plan for the future. And finally, starting to invest, even with small amounts, builds long-term stability and sets the foundation for real wealth. Now, it's not about overnight success. It's about making smart moves that add up over time. Meet Sarah and James. They both earn 6 figures, own a home, and contribute to their 401k. On paper, they're doing everything right. But with rising childcare costs, healthcare, and mortgage eating into their income, they're barely saving. That's the hidden trap of level 3. For decades, the middle class was the foundation of the American dream: home ownership, stable jobs, and retirement savings. However, rising costs have stretched many families thin. The Pew Research Center defines middle class as those earning between 2/3 to double the median household income, which in 2025 would be about $50,000 to $160,000. But note that income alone doesn't guarantee security. A $100,000 salary in San Francisco won't provide the same lifestyle as it would in Cleveland or Tulsa. High-cost cities leave middle-class families burdened by housing, childcare, and healthcare expenses, limiting their ability to invest and grow wealth. Some of the biggest financial traps in the middle class include lifestyle inflation. Higher earnings often lead to bigger spending, keeping families financially vulnerable. Over-reliance on home ownership. While owning a home can be a great long-term investment, many overextend themselves financially. 60 to 75% of middle-class wealth is tied up in their home equity, making them house rich but cash poor. Why is this a problem? Home prices have increased over 200% since 2000, while real wages, adjusted for inflation, have only shown a much slower growth. Since 2000, have only increased less than 20% for lower middle wage earners. Property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs often exceed expectations. Home equity is illiquid. You can't access its value through refinancing or taking on more debt. To move beyond the middle class, individuals must avoid lifestyle inflation, diversify income beyond a paycheck, and prioritize investing in assets like stocks, rental properties, or businesses. A mindset shift here is, instead of asking, how much do I earn, focus on how much do I keep and grow. The upper middle class earns high salaries, allowing for better savings and investments, yet many still feel financially strained, especially in high-cost cities. Defined by Pew Research as double the median U.S. household income, this group might enjoy some financial comfort, but not necessarily financial security. One challenge at this level is income dependency. Doctors, executives, and other high earners often rely entirely on active income, money earned directly from working on a job, meaning a job loss or illness could significantly impact their finances. W-2 employers pay some of the highest tax rates, while business owners and real estate investors can reduce their tax burden to nearly 15% or less through strategic planning. To build lasting wealth, upper middle class individuals need to shift from earned to passive income, money earned from investments or assets that require minimal ongoing effort, by investing in income producing assets like real estate, businesses, and dividend stocks while optimizing tax strategies. The mindset shift here is financial comfort does not equal financial freedom. True wealth comes from owning assets that generate income while you sleep. The next world is affluent, and this is a loaded term, but one can categorize these individuals as earning over $350,000, which puts them in the top 5% of wealth in America. Yet many still depend on active income to sustain their lifestyle. While they can afford luxuries like private schools, travel, and high-end homes, financial obligations and tax burdens can be just as demanding. Many affluent professionals, such as doctors, lawyers, and executives, have wealth tied up to their jobs. So if they stop working, their lifestyle becomes unsustainable. Wealthier individuals, by contrast, focus on preserving and scaling their money through real estate, stocks, and private equity investments. Breaking free from these golden handcuffs, shall we say, might involve invest in cash flowing assets, rental properties, dividend stocks, and businesses, using tax strategies like depreciation, capital gains tax planning, and deductions, redirecting excess income into high yield investments. The mindset shift here: true financial freedom isn't about how much you earn, it's about owning assets that generate income, making work optional. Reaching millionaire status is a major financial milestone, but it doesn't guarantee financial freedom. As of 2025, there are over 56 million millionaires, with 23 million in the US. However, wealth perception has shifted. Many millionaires don't consider themselves rich. A Charles Schwab survey found that Americans now believe 2.5 million is the threshold for being wealthy, up from 2.2 million just 2 years ago. The reason? Much of a millionaire's wealth is tied up to illiquid assets, assets that are not easily converted into cash quickly without significant loss of value, like real estate, stocks, and business equity, which fluctuate in value and aren't always accessible. Meanwhile, rising living costs, including housing, healthcare, and education, mean $1 million doesn't stretch as far as it used to. Despite their net worth, many millionaires still work, budget, and plan for retirement, as financial security remains a concern. Most millionaires do not rely on a single source of income. They diversify earnings across the markets. According to the IRS data, the average millionaire has at least 7 income streams, helping provide financial stability. However, with wealth comes new challenges. The mindset shift here is earning $1 million is not the same as keeping $1 million. The key to becoming ultra wealthy is building systems where money continues working even when you don't. A decamillionaire is someone with a net worth exceeding 10 million, a level where wealth is no longer just about income, but about financial control, investments, and legacy planning. As of 2025, around 1.8 million individuals worldwide have 10 million plus in assets. At this stage, wealth is highly diversified across businesses, real estate, and alternative investments like hedge funds and venture capital. However, greater wealth brings greater complexities, with key challenges centered on risk management, generational wealth transfer, and sustainable growth. One major risk is poor investment choices. Multimillionaires are often pitched high-risk ventures or speculative assets that can lead to significant losses, as seen with investors who lost millions in FTX. Another challenge is preserving wealth across generations, as studies show that 70% of wealthy families lose their fortune by the second generation and 90% by the third. Without proper estate planning, tax structuring, and financial education, wealth disappears quickly. Unlike lower wealth tiers, where income is earned through work, multimillionaires prioritize passive income so their wealth grows with minimal effort. Instead of relying on cash, they leverage capital to acquire appreciating assets like real estate, private businesses, and equity stakes in high-growth companies. The mindset shift here: at this level, wealth isn't about working harder, it's about optimizing financial systems so money never stops flowing. The billionaire class operates on a different level, where financial control extends beyond personal wealth to shaping industries, markets, and even governments. With fewer than 3,000 billionaires globally, just 0.000035% of the world's population, this is the most exclusive financial tier, holding more power than entire economies. According to Forbes billionaires list, the US leads with over 800 billionaires, followed by China at over 400 and India at over 200. What separates billionaires from other wealth classes isn't just their assets, it's their ability to influence financial ecosystems. Billionaires don't work for money, they create systems where money flows endlessly through technology, finance, healthcare, and energy. The top 10 tech moguls alone added over $500 billion to their combined fortunes in 2024, with NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang net worth surging close to over $100 billion after a 171% increase in NVIDIA stock. Unlike small business owners, billionaires scale industries, not just companies. For example, Jeff Bezos didn't just build Amazon as an online bookstore, he built AWS, which now powers over 30% of the internet. Billionaires don't just work for money, they control financial systems. They use other people's money, borrowed funds, or investor capital to scale industries, influence policies, and multiply wealth. Interestingly enough, for the first time in history, a larger portion of billionaires' wealth is now attributed to inheritance rather than entrepreneurship, signaling a potential shift in how fortunes are made and maintained at this level. So, what does this mean? The billionaire class isn't just accumulating wealth, they're shaping the future of global finance and power. Wealth isn't just about income, it's about how money works at each level. Most people believe earning more equals getting rich, but every financial world has different rules and barriers. Barriers change at every level, but they always exist. For some, the challenge is access to education, better jobs, and opportunities. For others, it's about control, how to protect wealth, minimize risk, or scale influence. Mindset and strategy determine financial mobility more than income. The middle class is taught to work for money, while the wealthy learn to make money work for them. Friends, thanks so much for watching. Now, which level do you think is the hardest to break into? Let me know in the comment box below. Also, if you found this breakdown useful, hit that subscribe button. Now, you might be interested in my next video where I talk about what the wealthy don't buy. See you in the next one.